The chief operating officer stands at a podium and he says, I want to thank all of you for your hard work. We're making a lot of inroads into our customer engagement and everything that they go through when they come into one of our stores. And from now on, we will no longer be putting the back pain medications on the low shelves. What? For 50 years, you're making these people go, hey, I got it. Hang on, I got it. So they put this out at the big meeting. There's 1,000 people in the room, all the managers are there, and the CEO stands up at the podium and says, here's our problem. We have $5 million in losses here to this. Does anybody know how we can get our pet deposits? Anybody at all? And a hand goes up about midway back in the crowd. Guy from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm always getting my pet deposits. So now you can imagine when everybody turns to this guy. All right, what is it you're doing? Well, I get my pet deposits every time, but I did make an investment. I bought myself a dog whistle. I just go up and down the hall blowing my whistle. I find them dogs. There, they're going over there too. You know what this is? This is a fabulous example of underthinking the problem. A dog whistle? And nobody in that room could figure that out? Because as sophisticated business people, we must think there must be another issue. And it's not. It's simple. They issued dog whistles to everybody in the organization. They've retrieved over $3 million in 10 months. They've got their managers walking up and down the hall, blowing their whistles. You got a pet. No, I don't. There he comes up to the door. What's your dog whistle? That's the point. What's happening every day over and over again that maybe you could underthink the problem and ask somebody who is not supposed to be as smart as you are to come up with the answer?
See, isn't this much more natural than if I were in a TV studio with magic lighting and lenses that would make me look skinnier? But hey, this is about you. You want to know how to get your customers and clients to be more loyal, right?
When you sell emotion, this is what you do. You show extreme interest in other people. I learned this in broadcasting. When I was a talk show host, we were taught to do something that most salespeople are not taught to do. We were taught to show extreme interest in other people. If we ever hear ourselves talking about ourselves, shut up. It is not about us. For a talk show, we only have these people for 7 minutes. We have to do the best we can do to create instant rapport and get them to open up and say things they would not normally tell other people. I'm going to show you an abbreviated interview that I did with the late billionaire Malcolm Forbes, and I've even ticked off how many questions I asked him.
Well, I want to get to our audience because I know they've got a lot of questions for Malcolm Forbes. Can we do that?
If you were to lose all of your money today, what would you want to do for a living?
Find it.
After that interview, he's a great guest, by the way, he grabs my arm and he goes, Ross, you're a fascinating young man. Would you like to go hot air ballooning with me and Elizabeth Taylor on the weekend? And so on Saturday, I've got Elizabeth Taylor here, Malcolm Forbes here in a hot air balloon in Napa Valley, wondering how did I get in the Billionaire Boys Club? He thought I was fascinating because I was asking questions about him. If you want to have instant rapport with people, if you want to create relationships that get off to on the right foot, focus on them. Those people can't wait to run back and see you so they can talk about themselves. You'll be fine. Do what you love. How many times have you heard that one? And what if you haven't found that thing that you love? What if you haven't found your calling or your purpose? Now what are you supposed to do? Just stay home till it shows up? There's an answer for that because we can't just stay home. We have to be productive members of society. We want to make a paycheck. We want to pay our bills. Try this. What can you love? What is it that you do and the way you do it with the people that you do it with that you can love? Here are 3 examples. I've met Joy, and she was the founder of the Miracle Mop and the Huggable Hangers. Enzo Ferrari, beautiful automobiles, but he wanted to be a racer. He didn't want to build cars for other people to drive. Dale Chihuly, he loved going to school. He loved learning about glass. But if you go to a studio, there are 30 other people blowing that glass. But how come they were so successful? Because they found something they could love. And where the love came, where the fun came, where the challenge came, was in this, mastering the craft. When you master a craft, contentment creeps in, pride creeps in, and respect creeps in.
Over the years, I've bought and sold a lot of businesses and advised a lot of companies. And you know what it takes to sustain success? adapting and innovating faster than your competitors. It's not that hard.
That I learned that you and I need to go to the wrong meetings. Every place you live, there's a hotel, and there are meetings going on. And I'm encouraging you to take your notepad and your pen and walk into those meetings. You will learn things you could never learn if you only go to telco meetings. Seriously, I went to a grocery meeting in Chicago. Big Coca-Cola study was revealed. Here's what you find out. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, half of us still don't know what we want for dinner at 6. 2 hours before you're supposed to eat, you don't know are you in this group? We're in this group. You call your spouse and say, hey, you know what you want for dinner? No, I don't know, I'm not even hungry, it's only 4. I don't know what I want. Well, okay, all right, I guess I'll go by the store and get one of them hot chickens then, I guess. That's what I'm doing. The grocery industry had to come up with a hot chicken for you because you can't decide what you want for dinner. Do you know this? 18% of the food that you buy never even makes it home. You're eating in the car on the way to some appointment. You know what that's a trend of? That's an indication that we are a time-starved society. We have no time. We can't plan meals 2 hours before we're supposed to eat it. Now, I'd never heard this put this way before. Research backed up. Took it to my next meeting, which was McCormick and Schmick seafood restaurants. They've got 90 of these beautiful restaurants throughout North America. I convinced Doug Schmick to run his radio ads at 3:30 with the message, if you haven't decided what you want for dinner tonight, and we know you haven't, why don't you think about McCormick and Schmick's? We have 30 varieties of fresh seafood. We'll do the dishes for you. Go home to a nice, clean, warm home. He does it. Spikes revenue $2 million in 5 weeks. And you think, oh my, that's very creative, that's so inventive. No, it's not, it's theft. We stole an idea from the grocery industry and then put it on the restaurant industry. That's what I'm talking about. If you want fresh, new, innovative ideas, you're going to have to get them from outside of your industry. Remember when Lindbergh flew from New York to Paris? And there were a lot of good flyers. You know, Lindbergh had only been flying for 2 years. 2 years. The person who was supposed to win that contest was Captain Byrd at the time. But he crashed on takeoff because his plane was overloaded with champagne and china. He was getting ready for the celebration. Lindbergh just wanted to make the flight. He was an outsider who was not as familiar or as good as the other pilots, and that's what happens. People from the outside often are the ones who create the new innovations.